Welcome to part 3 of the RCBot2 tutorial. Now, in this video it will be all about the RCBot's behavior depending of the waypoints flag that you put. But first of all, we'll need to explain a specific code for it. Each game, from Team Fortress 2, Half-Life 2 Deathmatch and Day of Different Source, they all have their own unique list of special waypoints that you gave to them. And to know which one you can use, all you have to do is typing the code itself, rcbot waypoint Givetype. Once you did that, a huge list of available waypoints will show on the screen and even has little explanation of what it can do. Every single game has their own unique list. Half-Life 2 Deathmatch has its own, and Day of Different Source as well. Some of the special waypoints are the same for every game, but some of them are unique as well. To know that, you have to do the same thing, but on the other games. This is Team Fortress 2, so you got a lot of lists. If you want to use a waypoint with the special type, all you have to do is rcbot waypoint Givetype, and then you type the one you want, which is on the list. It could be flag, or it can be teleexit. It can be anything. Let's start with a simple one, the normal waypoints types, which is the radius zeros of them. So what happens if a bot is in there? They will all follow the white lines. So if I just teleport, there you have it. He is actually following the lines. Now it's about the radius waypoints. As I explained it in my previous videos, the RCBots will go anywhere inside that square. Doesn't have to be straight into the middle. There's only a few, but that's enough to show. So here what does it look like. They are literally spreading inside that square. They don't need to be straight into the middle. So this is how radius works for the RCBots. From now on, for the next waypoints type that I will show you, I will also show you from which game they can be accessible. There's gonna be a HUD in the corner that I displayed and will have the icons of each games. If you see the game, that means you can use that in this as well. If there isn't, that means there is no code for that game. Now is the time to explain some of the special waypoints, and I will provide some tips for some of them. The health waypoints. Health waypoints are for RCBots that are aware that there's health over there if they are damaged. In Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, they will walk over it, no matter where there are pickups anywhere. But at least if they are damaged, they will be aware where they are. So here's an example. This health pack on the ground here. Once he had got some damage, he will go fetch it. Right now, as you can see in the HUD, he's at 60 health. So he's going to fetch the health, and now if I update the spectator mode, he's not at 85 health. So he has healed himself. RCBot will notice the armor station and health station if nearby. Even without special waypoints, RCBot can find ammo or other objects such as this armor station and still activate it, so they are using it. Even if you would add another attribute to the waypoint, which is use, they will not know more how to use it. So it's best to forget for these ones until it gets fixed. In TF2 it works a bit different. In TF2, where to get the health pack, well, there's actually 3 different types. You've got the small, medium, and full, which they all work for the same for the RCBots. The RCBot in TF2 will ignore the health pack until very necessary, which are like below half health. And when that happens, as you can see that I'm going to shoot one as an example, they go straight to the health to heal themselves. If there are multiple RCBot that requires healing, but it's already taken, the other one will just stand on top of it and wait. They will know after a certain time if they are not healed, they will just run back doing their business. Either by finding another health pack nearby, or come back later if it respawned. The ammo waypoint. Ammo works the same way as health. It's literally the same thing, it's just instead of health, it's ammo. In Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, the ammo are scattered everywhere in the map. So the waypoint's flag ammo must be in every single corner, which tells the RCBot2 that they can find weapons there or animation for their weapons. Other things about the ammo waypoints are the supply chest, which are only found in community maps. The ammo chest doesn't always work. When RCBot gets to it, they don't actually open it. Even if you add the ammo use waypoints together, they will not find it or just open it at all. It might be an issue for the RCBot2 as well, like the health station, which cannot be fixed for the time being until there's a patch. In TF2, the ammo waypoints were as the same as the health, like the previous clip. So there's nothing much different. As you can see, it's working with the small ammo pack, medium pack, and the full one as well. If it's not enough, they will just walk over another one, or just stand still for more. So how they work is, when they are shooting non-stop at someone, and they're at least halfway down the ammo, they will go fetch the ammo waypoints.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Engineers also use the ammo waypoints for recovering metals. Since they're buildings, it requires metal. When they're out of metals, they come to the ammo box and wait till it fills again. The jump waypoint. The jump waypoint is pretty straightforward. The RCBot jump once it reached the white waypoints flag. You can use the jump for multiple reasons, such as jump over little props or gaps. But some props require a crouch as well to jump over. So what about it? This box, you need to crouch jump to get on top of it. With the jump waypoints, the bots actually crouch while jumping, so they can easily go above it. In Half-Life 2 Deathmatch and Team Fortress 2, there are a bit more of jumping platforms. So you have to place the jump waypoint in a specific section unless this will happen. Like this Metro Cop who failed to jump because it was a bit way too early. The way to make it work is to put it as close as possible by the cliff before falling, so they are make sure to reach to the other side. Sometimes you want to add a jump waypoint to make an entrance for the bots, such as this one. There is a white jump waypoint by the cliff, and it can also go still forward to the ramp. But this is an issue because no matter where the RCBot come from the white pathway points, they will jump from this angle forwards. Meaning, if he jumps but didn't want it to jump down,
he will just try to go back to where he wanted to be.
Also, John's waypoints are intended to be only for a specific direction and not multiples. In this one, there's like 3 ways that the jump can go. But in most cases, jumps will only be for one direction only. So this is how it will work if a bot comes in. Instead of going forward, they will just randomly picked. All the 3 game has these sometimes. They are the props stairs, which are a lot of objects stacked each other, making as a staircase, but they are solid. This is not the best for the RCBot because they have a delay before jumping again, which takes them times, no matter how you do it. So this is just an issue for the RCBot itself. Even if you do a 1 waypoint from all the way down to the connected at the very high, won't change anything. It will work as the same. The unreachable waypoint. The unreachable waypoint is a vision to allow RCBot to know where to look at in certain locations.
Unreachable waypoints are used to be put in the space where RCBot could not reach and have a visibility check to look if there's a player or a boss over there. Such as by the window where I'm standing at. Or it could be in a deep hole if it's visible and player can have access to go there. Even if he saw me and I hide myself, he will still check and look back and shoot if they see me. Now there's an unreachable waypoint. Now that the RCBot will be able to check if there's someone nearby where I'm standing at.
The defend waypoint. The defend waypoint is a special flag which makes the bots to stand still and guard the area. The more defend points you have, the more the RCBot will change and select another one to defend. The yaw is important as well, which is where the waypoint is facing at. As you can see, the pyro arrives on that waypoint and face toward where they're supposed to stare at.
In Team Fortress 2 and Day of Defeat Source, the defend waypoints are meant to be set as an area type depending of the game mode. Such as this control point is areas set to 1, meaning if you want RCBot to defend this place, you'll need to insert area 1. Otherwise, they will just go to random defend points that are set to 0. And take note, if there are multiple capture zones, if a point has been captured, the defend waypoint for instance red team will not use this anymore and will be ignored. So you will be required to have either more defend type, either 0 or specific area such as 2 for the second points, 3 for the third, etc.
In Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, the defend waypoint isn't really working. Even if I put 1 with a 0 area type or 1 area type, they'll simply ignore it. Since this has no goal specifically, it's just a deathmatch, defense are kind of useless. The crouch waypoint. The crouch waypoint are used in two different categories. The first one is about cover. When enemies are in a specific zone, they can hide themselves to get across a certain point. It is very useful if they don't want to get shot from an enemy who's literally aim sighting at the direction. The second usage of the crouch waypoint are getting into tight spaces which require crouch to go in, such as vent, which has a lot in specifically Half-Life 2 Deathmatch and Team Fortress 2. Using these can make RCBot go to places where they must be crouched for.
While waypointing, when you are holding the crouch and add a waypoint, it will automatically put a waypoint crouch flag with a specific radius. You can use that if there's many crouch waypoints necessary, which will save you time for that. But if you want it to not have radius, you'll have to manually change it on the command console. In the console command, you can type rcbot_wpt_autotype to 0, which every time you will crouch and hit the waypoint add, it will just be a normal waypoint flag with a 0 radius. You cannot have a waypoint flag that automatically put crouch without radius. To do that, it's either you use the rcbot waypoint menu command, and every time you add a new waypoint, add crouch and reduce the radius, or simply add to the command the special gift type to crouch.
The fall waypoint. The fall waypoint is a waypoint that warns the RCBot that if they go there, they will take damage. It has to be placed at the top of a higher place and must be connected to another flag, which is way deep, that require fall damage. Since we are making our custom waypoints, you can literally add waypoints to anywhere you want them to go, so they can jump out of unusual places.
Here's an RCBot which only has 6 HP left, meaning if he jumps off of a ledge, he will die. So I've put pathways that go straight forward to a jump waypoint and fall waypoint. While at low HP, they have a different behavior, which they will not go to the fall waypoints if there's a junction to it, to prevent them to kill themselves or suicide. In TF2 there is a special condition for scouts. If they are low HP, and they will jump down for the fall waypoint, because they can double jump if the fall waypoint is placed at the right place while they fall. They will save themselves.
The openslater waypoint. Openslater are waypoints that aware the RCBots that they cannot go there if it's blocked. And by block, it has to be something blocking the white web of the path waypoints. Also, openslater waypoint has to be behind the door, so they won't try to get in. It is commonly used in Team Fortress 2 mostly. It's rare occasion for Day of Defeat Source and Half-Life 2 Deathmatch. So here is fast forward of blue capping red points until they capture it. Now they were able to go through the doors. It is simple as that.
We can easily notice they cannot go anywhere else, so they are just staying by the points. The waitground waypoint.
Control point enabled. Get going.
The waitground waypoint is also commonly used mostly in Team Fortress 2, which is rarely an occasion in Half-Life 2 Deathmatch and their defeat sources. All it requires is simply to put a waypoint flag where there is supposed to be a solid ground under the waypoint flag. That is all it requires. That makes the RCBot notice if they can go there, if it's safe to go. If not, they will just ignore it. That is all that it needs to be explained. Nothing else to add.
Control point enabled.
The lift waypoint.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4.
The lift waypoint isn't a common waypoint that's being used in any games. It's just a rare occasion depending on the maps. It requires a platform that moves itself to the next waypoint. When the RCBot reaches to the lift waypoint and has to go to an unreachable spot, they'll have to start move and just wait for a few seconds. But if it's too long and he stays in place, he will unlikely just go away. So depending on the map, some might have to be having a requirement of like this from this map. As the Doomsday, it will require a flag only to make sure that RCBot that has a flag will use that elevator to go up. Same for the payload race with high tower. It will be better to have maybe opens later, so the one under the platform don't try to go up so they don't get squished. The sniper waypoint. Sniper waypoints are used to make the RCBot who owns a sniper rifle to go there and stand still until they spot enemies. They cover huge areas so they can take down some unexpected RCBots or players. In Day of Defeat Source, the snipers can be used with two other methods as well. One that has the prone effect, which they are lied down, and one crouch. They will stand still or just stay down to do their job. Unlike in Team Fortress 2, the sniper waypoint doesn't have the crouch ability with the sniper waypoint flag, which they will only be crouched the first 2 seconds and then just stand still the whole time. So I will suggest to the TF2 waypointers to not add crouch. A very important note about the sniper waypoint as well: if there's multiple snipers bots around in the map, they may be using the same sniper waypoints to defend. When that happens, never have zero radius sniper waypoints because they will be stick on each other and may body block themselves. Which is why it is recommended that the radius of the sniper waypoint has at least a minimum of 32. So when they get to the sniper waypoints, they will be next to each other and they will both have easier way to sniper. The teleport waypoint. Teleport waypoint is not recommended if playing online with other people if they play with RCBots, because they may assume they are cheating, especially if they are meant to be teleported anywhere in the map. The teleport waypoint can be used to the RCBot to help them to reach a spot which they can't get over with. In instance, in Half-Life 2 Deathmatch and Day of Defeat Source, especially in the community maps, there are some maps that have doors which requires the E button, the use button, to open the door. RCBot does not have the use function, so they cannot open the door. So that could be one way to help them get across the door. Some maps may also have a pathway which is literally unreachable for the RCBot, which could be used for the teleport as well. But be mindful, the teleport waypoint has an issue. If an RCBot teleports, it may get stuck. And by get stuck, it's the feet or the mull is a little bit lower from where they're being teleported. Sometimes they may even fail to teleport and just walk forward and fall to their death depending where the teleport waypoint is. And that could cause a huge problem. The solution is to put the waypoint where they're being teleported a bit higher from the ground, but not too high, so they can land safely and just keep going. One last tip about the teleport: if you're playing on a map that has an actual goal and you put too many teleport, they will not be able to do the objectives anymore. So please take that in note. The no red team and no blue team waypoints. No red team and no blue team tells us its name. It blocks the certain team to go beyond that waypoint, making it as a wall. They cannot go there at all. Mostly used for spawns, to avoid the blue team going to red spawn and the other way around. It can be used as well for certain map to avoid RCBot, a specific team, to go beyond a point in case it make it useless. Otherwise, they can be also mixed up with another special waypoint types, such as the defend, the sentries, the snipers, could be anything. It is simple as that. The no allies and no axis waypoint. This is basically the same as no red team and no blue team, except no axis is no German team or no allies is the no American team. Though some maps has a pathway that can go directly to the enemy base, but there's no way to tell if it's blocked. But if you keep moving towards the enemy base, you shall get a prompt that you cannot go there. Other than that, they work as the same as the no red team and no blue team, which means you can mix up a special waypoint types to have a specific team doing a specific goal and blocking the enemy spawn room. The resupply waypoint. Resupply waypoint only aware the RCBots that they can fully heal and get all ammo back, or even medals for engineers at this location. It is as simple as that. It's just a resupply, so when they are damaged, if they're nearby, they'll come get to the resupply if they're close to it. If you have the other type waypoint on, that means if you add a waypoint flag by the resupply, it will automatically set it up to resupply and even the no opposite team that you're on. So if you're blue, it's gonna be no red team, and if you're red, it's gonna be no blue team. The area-only waypoints. Area-only waypoints are only useful in some interconnection maps such as CP Dustbowl or CP Egypt, which are a huge map, but they are separated in different zones. So the area-only block the pathway of the next section of the map which haven't been unlocked yet or will be locked in the future. It could also be used for blocking certain pathways for RCBot to go in a certain direction to avoid them going to places they shouldn't be going. If we take example with the PL Citadel, which is a huge map, but the red team can go anywhere on the map. You could block every single zone and only keep A points on. Once A is captured, they will go to the B point only, by and etc. for the rest. The sentry waypoint. The sentry has an important note that is requirement, which is the yaw. It will be always putting a sentry face to where the waypoint's flag is pointing to. As you can see in here, which there is 3 different sentry waypoints, one facing down, one up, and one facing right. and the engineers are standing still where the location they are, facing towards the waypoint flag. Also, take note that when they have the sentry up, they will do the dispensers with it, and they will always do a 180-degree turns to place a dispenser. So be aware of that. If you're close to a wall, he will not be able to. While I speak about the yaw waypoints, gotta make always sure that where it's pointing it is available to place a sentry. You can just be yourself and try to put it yourself, so you know if they can or can't. But it can be fixed with the console command, and you type rcbot waypoint update yaw, and then the waypoint will be fixed. The engineer will be able now to place a sentry. Like I explained with the sniper waypoints, for the buildings for the engineer, always make sure to have at least 32 radius, in case multiple engineers use the same sentry waypoints, so they have it a bit separated, or at least not stick to one each other, or they just run there for nothing. The teleentrance and teleexit waypoint. These two waypoints make the RCBot engineer have the ability to place a teleporter entrance and exit. The RCBot usually prioritize sentry and dispenser, but they can still upgrade the teleporter. Like the sentry waypoint, the yaw of the waypoint flag has to be faced in an open area. If it's close to a wall, they may have difficult to place the teleporter. And also, like for the sentry, radius is important for the RCBot if they want to deploy multiple buildings in the same area. If there's only one, they will try, waste a few seconds, and just go around, go away.
The double jump waypoint. This makes Scout's RCBots do a double jump to the point A to point B. Depending on how they are coming from an angle, they can make a curved jump with the double jump as well. Like the jump waypoints, it's always better to have a one path waypoint instead of forcing them to come back. The double jump waypoint isn't made for Scouts that jump on a higher level platform. As you can see, I can do easily this jump here, but the RCBot2 used the double jump waypoint as a long jump instead of a high jump.
The rocket jump waypoint. The rocket jump allows the soldier and demoman RCBots to be able to rocket and sticky jump from this point to another section. It can be used to reach to a certain place which is very high, or it can be used to get to a platform which is far away, so they can do a long jump. By the time of recording this, the demoman sticky jump doesn't work as intended, which is a problem on the RCBot issue nowadays. The flag waypoint. It allows RCBot to know that the flag, the intelligence, is right there. That's it. The noflag waypoint. The noflag aware the RCBot that if they own the intelligence, they cannot go there. This is more important in CTF maps if they are going to the spawn room with the intelligence to prevent them to lose the flag. The flag only waypoint. Flag only is a waypoint that make RCBot to be able only to go there if they own the intelligence or any specific flag. When they do have the flag, they can go through without any single problem. It can be useful on certain maps that force the player or RCBots to go in a certain spot that actually require intelligence to move on, such as the Doomsday with the lift. The Capture Waypoint. The Capture Waypoint is a waypoint that tells the RCBot that for the objective, this is where they have to be to capture. If you have the RCBot order type on, that means if you are waypointing and you put a waypoint to an objective point, it will automatically set it up. Of course, the capture waypoint can mean anything depending in Team Fortress 2 or Day of Defeat source of the map you're playing at, since they both can have different types of objectives. Such as this in Day of Defeat source, one of them is demolition, which requires a simple capture zone where you have to plant the bomb. Doesn't have to be a big radius. And some maps have multiple capture zones, and they have to be set in area types, as you can see from each one of them. As you can see at the waypoint, it says area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. if there are many type of maps that has multiple points to capture. It will help the RCBot to tell which objective is complete and which isn't. While waypointing, this is mostly common in custom maps, but there can be official map too, such as this in TF2 in Sulfur, which has a capture zone which have a giant props in the middle of it. So the capture zone must be around the whole rock to make sure that it's capturable for the RCBots, instead of putting it in the middle of it or on top of the props. To be aware of the area type that you require for the capture zone, you're gonna need to no-clip and get under the capture points, or if it's on Day of Defeat source, no-clip to the flag, so when you spawn a waypoint, it will automatically set up and says the area types requirements. The route waypoint. The route waypoints allow RCBot to use a different path before going to the actual objective that they have to go. It is only a small chance that they go to the route waypoint. So if we take an example with this, you see the capture and there's two paths. One of them is very short, while the other one is a bit longer. And I put the route waypoint into the long one. It is important that the route waypoint has an area set to the objective which is supposed to be. So right now the capture zone is area 1. So if you want the RCBot to use flank maneuvers or different long routes before heading to the objective, you must set the route to the capture area types. Only a few went to the route to show that it is a small chance that they can go there. There is another important note about the route waypoints while making them. So here's another example. In this TF2 maps, I put 3 lines to reach to the capture zone. If you have no route waypoint set and you have multiple pathways that can reach to the goal, the RCBot will always take the shortest waypoint flags to reach to the objective, which will totally ignore everything else, which is why the route is important if you want them to make them wander more. So the shortest route, they are all going to the right side, they ignore the other ones. So what you have to do is you have to add route waypoints, of course with the area type, which is 1 for the capture zone. So meaning the 2 other lines must have route area 1. and they have to be at least halfway in, not as soon near spawn, because the RCBot, once they reach the route waypoint, they will now use again the shortest waypoints flags that gets to the objective, and if it's at the way beginning, they will still think the far right is shorter to reach. And now that way they are all using different kind of route waypoints or the original pathways to get to the capture zone, which can be useful for different tactics. The owner-only waypoint. This specific waypoint only works in certain maps that both teams can be in a specific place which the opposite team cannot be, such as in this map, TC Hydro. Depending who capture a zone, the respawn points becomes theirs. So it's a way to make aware that the RCBot can only be there if a point is captured for their team. For them to use the owner-only waypoints, they have to be set to the area type of the capture zone. So this pound here and the resupply are all set to area type 4. So now heading to the blue base, the red team is capping, and you can see the blue are still coming out to fight. And once inside, once captured, red team is now able to get in. The sprint waypoint. The sprint is that simple. It makes RCBot sprint when reaching at the location. Useful in spawn to make them go on the battlefield faster, or anywhere in the map. The breakable waypoint. The breakable waypoint aware the RCBot that this object props are destructible. It is mostly used in the custom maps since most of them are pretty detailed and have more props or even windows that are breakables. Some maps has windows, which is an actual path which can be destroyed to go through. Speaking of windows, sometimes sniper waypoints can be used to snipe inside buildings. And if one of them has a window, we'll make sure that if there's a glass, it has to have a breakable waypoint to make sure they're using it. Otherwise, it's like they're just aiming at a wall. The ladder waypoint. The ladder waypoint's yaw must always be pointing towards the ladder to make sure it works. It allows the RCBot that they can climb a ladder at this section. Always have another waypoint above the ladder as well, to make sure they climb up. RCBot's behavior isn't perfectly good with ladders. They can climb up sometimes, but they also cannot climb back down. They will mostly just let themselves fall most of the time. Ladders are pretty frequent in custom maps. So here's an example in Day of Defeat sources. There is a map which has a ladder with a different floor levels if you want a RCBot to climb all the way up or at the second floor only. The ladder waypoints must always be a bit higher than the ground level of the supposed floors to allow the RCBot to let go the ladder and fall into the floor or the solid ground that's needs as a jump like. The cover reader waypoint. As simple as it is, if the RCBot has very low ammo left or is a reloading animation, will run to the nearest cover waypoint to make sure they hide themselves from the fight. The machine gun waypoint. The machine gun allows the RCBot, who is the class of the machine gunners,
will use that waypoint to stand still and guard the area. Like the actual class, if you put a machine gun out in the open, it will not exactly work for the RCBots. The yaw is important to show where the RCBot needs to aim while using the machine gun. It can only be placed when prone or if there's a side walls that could be used to hang the machine gun on top of. The prone waypoint. The prone waypoint makes the RCBot go to prone mode, which is laying on the ground. It could be useful in multiple tasks, such as moving forward into the battlefield while in prone mode, which is very useful on hills placement. A battlefield that has a lot of slopes and hills could take advantage to the prone RCBots. The prone could also be used as a defense mode, since you can add the machine gun and the sniper waypoints to them. You can place them in corners or specific spot to trap the enemies. The bombs waypoint. The bombs waypoints award the RCBot that it can find the C4 at this location. This is only useful in detonation maps that has the bomb's objectives. Once the RCBot manage to plant a bomb into the objective, they will know how to go back and fetch another one if they manage to stay alive, which make them can continue do the actual objectives. Bombtoopen waypoint. This specific waypoint is only used in custom maps in the community sections. Some community maps have bombs planted on walls that blocks the way, which can be used for the RCBot to put a bomb to create a path to the objectives. As simple as it is, the RCBot just go get a bomb and use the bomb on the bombtoopen to make a path for themselves. And this concludes the RCBot Waypoints Givetype. I've shown every single special waypoints type that it has in the games. So I will leave a timestamp in case some people who are actually learning how to waypoints, if they want to have like references. For the next part of the video, it will be about the game modes of every maps, how to make the objective works for RCBots to play correctly. So I'll see you guys in the next one.